on a day that had so much gravity and honoring the six seniors, it's disappointing we weren't able to follow through with a game. To me, that was a winnable game for us. We went through a series of runs, but credit UNCW just for their will throughout 40 minutes. They deserved to win the game, and our team just wasn't ready to play a 40-minute game.
It was a game of runs. It felt like, and that third quarter was really open. What's your thoughts on the going back and forth, pulled close a couple times there late, just not enough down the stretch?
And we gave up 45 points in a half. We're not going to win many games giving up 45 points. I mean, I don't know what we thought, the defensive intensity that got us to this point was just lackluster, not present, just didn't exist. And again, I'm always going to say credit them. Zalea had 23 points in 22 minutes. We had no answer for her, 4 or 6 from 3. I mean, it's just disappointing again.
You mentioned obviously senior day. How much did the emotion play into it? And obviously it's tough to lose on a senior day, but just talk about the seniors and everything that's gone on this year with them and their careers.
Yeah, I feel like senior night's always a double-edged sword as a coach because there's so much leading up to it, and you forget that you have an actual game to play. But ultimately, in the 6 that we celebrated, I'm going to totally turn the page and give them their flowers as they deserve after this game. It's just, they were the start of me being here, coaching here, starting with Pat Anumba, going all the way to Deja Bristol being here 1 year. I think that there's just so much that they've put in, they've poured out, and we wouldn't be Towson women's basketball without them.
India's 16. She hit a couple big shots again late, trying to bring you back into it. And just she seems, as the years gone on, and she's been in this role now for a while, she's starting to really fill out into it, and she's okay carrying that weight. Obviously, she needs support and things, but just talk about her just trying to keep it alive late.
Yeah, I mean, we need her to be an aggressive scorer. She started the game out passing up shots, and, I challenged her, sat her down. Like, you're not going to get, everyone knows who you are, India, so she's not going to get open looks and comfortable looks. I know I wouldn't let her get comfortable, so I'm just proud of her for bouncing back there and, continuing to play extremely big minutes for us.
Hadi with 9 and 5, obviously saddled in that first half too with the foul trouble. Defensively for her, it seems like at times she's still trying to figure it out, what she's allowed to do, what she's not allowed to do, right? And that you see she's able to do in that second half, 9 points. I mean, how bad did it hurt not having her in that first half?
Yeah, well, first, it really hurt not having Kayla Moore. She anchors our defense, so that's where things to me start, but there's no excuses. We have to figure out a way to play without her. So then when you're playing without her and you're playing without Hadi, I mean, it's almost really, really hard and impossible to anchor your defense there. So.
Could you just speak to the offensive streakiness? It seems like our runs are kind of short-lived.
Say it one more time, please.
Could you speak to the offensive streakiness? Like the players, when they're scoring, it seems like one player will go on a run, then it's kind of just short-lived.
Yeah, I think game to game, it all goes down to defensive schemes, and different zones have caused us a little bit of trouble, especially we're not shooting the ball well. So I felt like UNCW sat in their zone in the second half, and we weren't able to truly adjust. India made a couple shots to help the streak there, but to me, I think it's a matter of how we're being defended. And at this point in the year, everyone knows everyone's players and their plays. So it's up to players to make plays. So, sometimes we're just not able to make the plays.
And then can you just talk about the last-minute game plan after Nate hit that three-pointers and you got the timeout?
When we were down 4 at that point, how about get a stop was the first plan, and we weren't able to score. We talk about stops all the time. We weren't able to get a stop, so then now we're down 6 or down 7. I can't even remember at this point, and we knew that we're going to go to that zone again. I think it's interesting because when we called timeout in advance that they were in man, we're expecting zone, but still got another good look. India was open. I mean, we just didn't make shots.
And then can you just talk about not having Samaya in those last couple of minutes and how that affects the team?
Yeah, I mean, anytime Samaya's not on the floor, we're not our best selves. She brings energy. She's the one that never stops. She's kind of like Energizer Bunny. So that was definitely tough for us as well. But I mean, we're also just missing too many layups. We're getting attempts and we're missing too many easy shots. And ultimately, we can't draw up a play to get layups.
Coach, with it season winding down closer and closer to tournament time, and there's that log jam kind of in the middle of the standings, right, where everybody could kind sense of urgency now to try to, finish out the season strong, not just for momentum, but to try to help with seeding?
I mean, you would hope so, right? I talk to them about it quite a bit weekly as just how things can shift week to week. They know that, but, we have to have a short conscience. There's 3 games left in the season, and, seeding is really, really important at this point, and we end our season on the road. So, these home games are going to be really, really crucial. Campbell's an excellent team that's changed their identity a bit going in, so our next focus is just getting ready for them.